We say good morning and welcome to one and all. Welcome to another edition of To The Point for today, Friday. It's the 14th day of October. We're still within the year 2022. Good morning once again. Let's say good hello and hi to the viewers this morning. Those of you via channels 7, whether you're viewing channels 11 or channels 20, good morning, welcome. Let's say good morning also to our social media audience this morning, especially those of you via our Facebook page. Good morning to you. Hope all is well with you, and certainly hope that you're doing good. Don't forget to share the live. And it's another edition of To The Point, as I mentioned before. And it's an open line edition today once again. And you have the option of calling in and sharing your views, your concerns this morning. There are probably something that happened during the course of this week that you would like to express this morning. Hey, I need to talk about this, So you have the option of calling in. The number, 435-2041, 435-2041. We usually, when we have that open line, we don't hold on any particular topic. So you have the option of just saying, I want to talk about this, I want to talk about that, and we can certainly roll through. Let's grab our very first caller this morning, and callers may remind you, keep your comments short. We're so happy if you can do that. Let's go to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, JT.
How are you this morning?
Not too bad. How are you?
I'm doing okay. I
just want to give a little chit-chat on what happened in America with the Nicholas Cruz and what they gave him in prison. Now the people lost their children, 17 children lost their lives down in the mud and the dirt. They're gone from this world. Mm-hmm. Nicholas is still in the world and alive and living and giving a life without parole. But it's yet not enough for the family who lost their children.
I know.
They are in mourning still and they know what they lost. And they could have been there with them because of Nicholas Cruz. They are not there no more. Now, when you die and you go on to hell, and you go in the hellfire, if you don't get it, and you won't get it in hell, because if you don't work for heaven, you won't go there.
I understand.
Nicholas working for hellfire. Nicholas saved the lives of 17 children in hospital and 17 to the ground. I can remember that day because my sister died the Tuesday, and the Valentine's Day was the Wednesday, and I heard her say, oh my God, take lives again. This is something people will really, remembering all through their life because the families love their children and now they lost them. And he's still alive in God's world, even though he's in the jail. But he still have life. And he might be there eating and drinking and marrying with others, playing games and so on, and the family is not there with them. But I ask them, don't do anything that they shouldn't do. Leave it to God. The day will come that Nicholas won't face his hell in heaven.
All right.
I mean, this hell is hell with God. When he go to hell, he's going to remember the fire he's burning up in. This is for the children's lives they have taken. So please, people of the world, put the gun down. Put down Satan's instrument and turn to God and pray. Pick up the Holy Bible and look for the Word of God. The Word of God is there. It's going to tell you what is right and what is wrong.
Certainly.
The God is not the right answer. Put it down now, people.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much your contribution this morning. Still been following that story there, and it's sad to see the parents of the individuals who have lost their lives speaking out on that this morning. Not at all happy about the final judgment, and it's sad to see that happen. I mean, sometimes it's not always a life for a life situation. Sometimes it's not always like that, but sometimes you want justice for what happens, and the parents of the individuals who lost their lives certainly are not happy about it. 435-2041, 435-2041. You have the option of calling in this morning, sharing your views, your concerns, whatever issue there may be that you would like to share this morning. And I usually give you a listening ear, and I will listen to your views and concerns. Give me that call, 435-2041. You also have the option of sharing via the comment section. Haven't gone to the Facebook page yet to view at the comments or individuals who may be sending comments via the Facebook page. Certainly will be sending in there shortly. Let's go back to the telephone line and take another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, JT. Always a pleasure to have you. Your first caller talked about what is happening in the United States. But we're happy to be killed every day through systems that orchestrate hunger and poverty and whatever. We had, for instance, the nation of America and its allies caused the death of hundreds of thousands of people in Afghanistan and Iraq. And we don't think of these life as important, or even business. Like in Bhopal, nobody remembers the 50,000 Indians that were killed by a company who, because of cheap labor and everything and lapse of environmental laws, caused 50,000 Indians to die. I mean, so we need to be concerned about life, all life. Mm-hmm. I always feel a sense of agony when how the world treats the Rohingya people. How we are responding to the situation in Haiti. We are concerned about Ukraine, but people are suffering in Haiti. And what are we doing? Nothing, because who is the Haitians? They look like us. And we have been told all kind of nasty stories about them. And we swallow those stories.
So true.
So I think we need to get our heads straight. And I'm saying all that to say that we say we are Christians. The Bible says that we should forgive Jesus when they brought the woman to him, and which by right, according to the tradition, according to the rules, we should have been stoned to death once there was more than one witness. And what he said, he without sin cast the first stone. And because all of them were sinful, they couldn't cast the first stone. So the thing about that, we talk about Christianity, we talk about things, but to me we are very vengeful people, we always want to pound our flesh. And unfortunately the education system and the religious people don't help us to really resolve these contradictions in our own mind system.
All right.
So, well, finally, I just want to say, GC, and it's a plea, we need to have more conversation. We don't really have conversation, so even when they come on this program, I'm told, well, it has to be quick. We need, not that I want to talk a lot, but we need to have, that's how we can develop mental capacities and be able to think and reflect.
All right.
Finally, I want you to give us a plug for Sunday. Unfortunately, nobody has mentioned that.
Yeah.
For World Environment, for World Food Day. World Food Day is a very important day.
Yes.
Friends of the Earth will be hosting this virtual seminar with outstanding people, Dr. Marshall, Dr. Martin, Mr. Steve McNeil, Dr. Tessa Barry, and guests from the United States, Oluchi from Barbados. So I want people to tune in, look for Friends of the Earth Grenada on Facebook, and see if they can join us there on Sunday at 6:30.
All right.
We're talking about food, heat, food, and our health. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much also. 435-2041, 435-2041. And let me say good morning to those of you via our Facebook page this morning. Good morning to you. And I'm seeing one comment coming from Dandelion. He's saying he would love to appeal to the students of Boca Secondary School, parents and guardians, and he's saying that he wants to encourage the students to walk on the side. It is not, if not the buses, to prevent them from getting knocked down by the incoming vehicle. All right, and he's saying yesterday a driver, whilst trying to prevent himself from knocking down a school child who walked in the road, damaged my vehicle, probably while the driver was trying to prevent himself from knocking down a student or so. He had to run into that driver's vehicle, and he's saying that the school children need to educate themselves on learning about the amount of money of insurance, the headache, especially. Well, I understand totally where the individual is coming from, so parents, maybe you could talk to your sons and daughters and encourage them to use when they do walk in the road, do so wisely. Let's take another call this morning. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, how are you doing, sir?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
Now, I want to talk about this courtesy school children month, child month. In my day at school, October was called Courtesy Month.
Courtesy Month, all right. I guess that's a couple of years ago.
Yeah, a few years ago. A few years ago. Yeah, it was called Courtesy Month. And there's a saying, courtesy costs nothing, but buys everything. And this incident you're talking about where school children walking in the road and this thing like that, these things were focused on during Courtesy Month.
Yeah.
Please, thank you, work on on the side, look right, look left before you cross the road, and these things like that. The police were invited to come and talk to us as students and so on. And courtesy really costs nothing, but buys everything. If you would only be courteous and realize that the bus is on the road, you are on the road, the bus will go to a garage, you will go to the grave, you may just think twice and walk on the side and pay attention to what is happening. But what I've noticed is that school children, especially after school in the afternoon, they have absolutely no regard for oncoming traffic, except they hear the vehicle coming down like a crazy man driving.
All right. Well, sometimes you cannot blame students alone, but I have seen adults who are other road users who use the road without due care and attention themselves.
Yeah, even some of our drivers, they just stop anywhere. They
drivers stop anywhere.
Kind
Regular pedestrians are walking and will just cross the street without any due care and attention, thinking, well, the driver must stop because I'm crossing the road and so forth.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think some more education needs to, especially
about the courtesy month is a month when you could concentrate on these.
I mean, we focusing a whole lot on Child Month with this Child Month, so I guess the part of students came in there, but road users on a whole need to tighten up on the way they use the roads.
And there's something else in this Child Month business. I spent 41 years in the business of education, so I have some experience there.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I've noticed is that when they were speaking there this morning on the two people from
Ministry of Education,
Ministry of Ed, they spoke a lot about new apparatus like telephone and Zoom and them kind of thing. But a lot of our homes do not have, especially homes in the countryside, do not have these things. And so they were speaking, the conversation excluded these people. But what I've noticed is that if you could contact the parents, the teachers now have to make the effort to contact the parents of these students and talk to them, because quite often when you speak to the parents, you visit the home, because I used to visit homes, you see the conditions under which some of these students have to survive. And you as a teacher could make certain adjustments in the way you approach them, in the way you teach them, and so forth. So it's not only the parents coming to the school and being part of the PTA, but the teachers must make the effort to reach out to the parents in their homes. Perhaps like you're going, especially teachers in the countryside, those schools that have their catchment area in the village.
Or try to understand the living condition of the students, say.
Yes.
All right.
Because when you do that, it becomes easier to teach them.
All right, man.
And I'm just giving them that for free after 41 years in the service.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. 435-2041. I certainly understand where the caller is coming from. Sometimes parents, are not able to follow everything their son and daughters are doing, and sometimes students or a child will say behave in that particular way in school. And if a teacher goes to the school, he may understand why is that student is behaving in that particular manner. Let's go back to the phone line, take another caller before we grab our first break. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, GT. How are you today, sir?
Doing good, sir. What about you?
I want to encourage the people of Grenada to rally behind Anderson Peters. We hope for he get the number one spot in the world.
Yes, he's been nominated. Yep.
Yes, sir. And to the netballers or the players who go outside to play to be in the for next year, I wish them all the best and pray God that they find the spot to be number one.
All right.
Anderson Peters, we love you guys. Have a blessed day, sir, and thanks again.
All right, man. You too have a good day. It's To The Point for today, Friday the 14th of October. Let's take our first break, and we come back with more here on To The Point for today. We're coming right back. Don't touch your dial.
You've asked for it, and now it's here. The NLA announces its new mid-morning draw, commencing September 30th at 9:45 a.m. Yes, you heard right. Draws for Pick 3, Cash 4, and Playway will now be conducted 3 times daily at 9:45 a.m., 12:45 p.m., and 7:45 p.m., Monday to Friday. The Saturday draws remains twice daily. And that's not all. Simply place your non-winning Cash 4, Pick 3, and Playway tickets valued at least $10 from a single purchase in the NLA branded box at your favorite sales location. 4 chances to win 10 prizes of $1,000 each. Whoa! $10,000 is up for winnings. Compliments the NLA. Be sure to write your name, address, and contact info on your entries before submitting. Promotion runs from September 30th to October 28th and would be drawn on Friday, November 4th, 2022. NLA, making your dreams a reality while supporting sports, culture, and nation building. Must be 18 or older to participate. Terms and conditions apply. See stores for details.
The National Insurance Scheme continues to make it easy to access our services using the MyNIS online platform. Now we're introducing a new feature that allows you to submit your benefit claims from the convenience of your smart devices. No paper, no hassle. All you have to do is log in to my.nisgrenada.org. Select claims, fill out the relevant information, and click submit. We'll take it from there. It's that simple and that easy. Submit a claim from the comfort of your home as you rest and recuperate. Enjoy the convenience of faster claim processing and monitor the status of your claim every step of the way. We are excited to introduce this new feature to better serve you. NIS is changing the game and the way you make your claim. Access anywhere and anytime with MyNIS Online.
Welcome back, listeners and viewers this morning. It's To The Point, Friday the 14th of October. We already have a caller on the line. Let's go back. It's an open line today, folks. Remember that. You can call and express your views and concerns. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yes, good morning to you. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, sir. What about you?
Quiet, you know.
All right.
You have a great day. No, Mr. Antoine is so right. We are not talking sufficiently. We're not dialoguing sufficiently. We are more fighting and quarreling with each other. But as we struggle with our system and managerial proficiency, let me say this. I remember a few years ago when the Honorable Basde Pandey took office, what it did, he had to downsize the service in order to get the economy going. And he ensured that the people whom he was sending home, he found out what were the commitment to any organization, financial commitment to any organization, be it the banks, trade union, insurance, whatever. He found out. And he ensured that he paid this off. Whatever the sum was, he paid it off. And he gave every single person whom he was sending home, whether daily paid or monthly or contract, a package that they were able to start businesses with. And then he closed the door on them. That's what he did. I thought I should say that, ma'am, as we struggle with our system and managerial proficiency. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. I understand where the caller is coming from, but you think we're able to do that here in Grenada? You know, the government decided they're sending individuals home. Would they be able to pay everybody's whatever debt and those individuals may have incurred during their time? I understand what you're saying, but it may be easier said sometime than done. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, and how are you?
Doing pretty good. What about you, my dear?
Sometimes we say something what taking place in our country, and some people don't understand. You will hear they say you're running down your country and the world is mean and you shouldn't say this and you shouldn't say that. But I say this morning, if you know you have a lot of bad mind Grenadian, my brother, he have this man, he lost his both legs and his both eyes. I provide that man with a lunch every day, Monday to Friday. You know, my husband bring the lunch for the man on Monday. He didn't ready for it yet. He have a little table with those rest of lunches, so when he get up, he'll feel he get take his lunch and eat. You know, somebody pass and take the container of food. When the man gets up to eat,
that's not nice. That's not nice at all.
When the man get up to eat the lunch, nothing. When my husband go Tuesday and drop the lunch. And me say, boy, I stay hungry for the day. Somebody come and they take the food and go. So when you express yourself about some bad mind people in Grenada, people just vex with you. Well, how could you do that? And the person who do that, they know the man condition inside the house there. When I hear that, I speak for the whole day because I know how it feels to be hungry.
Oh, no. That is not nice. That is not nice.
I hope they don't do that again.
Oh, that is
because they are two eyes. They are two foot. They could walk and get something. That man locked inside his place there. Nothing to it. Have a good morning, madam.
Thank you so much. That is not nice to hear at all. Someone doing something like that. I mean, I need to hear the other. This is just one side of the story, and I don't doubt what the individual is saying. But hearing a situation of that nature happening is just not nice at all. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Morning, sir. How are you today?
Doing pretty good. What about you?
All right. You're hearing me clearly?
100%.
Right. Well, what I want to speak about is something I heard on the radio about the jab, and promoting the culture.
You heard that on the radio?
Something I put inside here to put it out on the radio already. Okay. You look at the jab with the cow horn. It is either, I don't know, if it's something unique or very attractive. Wherever you want to see this black helmet and this cow horn, it just take up your eyes, get you interested. And what I said before, the same thing, we want to promote the jab and promote the carnival. You get boxes and you put that logo with that jab. Let's say because you say you want to get things, you're running all over and promoting in the country, spending a lot of money. Let's get this going.
I'm trying to get where you're going with the conversation, caller. You said get boxes, put a logo in it.
Yeah, well, I come in there.
Yeah, but we don't want to stick on it all morning, yeah? So let's get it going. Let's get it going.
So all we have to do is paint this jab thing on a box and put it in all business place from the beginning of the year and put it $1 box for carnival and airport everybody. So when June you pick up these boxes.
So you're talking about a fundraising to help that.
Fundraising $1 box with this jab.
All right, caller. I understand where you're coming from with you now.
$1 for carnival. Everybody participating in carnival. Some don't playing, but if they put $1, you know how much that will come out to? Small things.
Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
All right, take it easy, man. 435-2041, 435-2041. Interesting in terms of the ideas that we come up with sometimes. You never know, it may work. You never know, it may work one of these days. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Hello, good morning, sir.
Good morning to you.
Yeah, my contribution this morning, sir. My suggestion is that I come up with I don't know if it's a good idea or a bad idea. Song of St. George's, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel that it needs a lot of police patrols at night?
If it needs police patrols at night. I would agree.
The whole of the song of St. George. Right from 6 until next morning patrol. Right to the whole night patrol.
And let me ask you this, caller. Why do you think we need that extra patrol at night?
Because you see so much things happening at night, and when they do it, you have to go and investigate what happened in the morning and what. But if you patrol at night and you see what they will know, you know where they head for, You know?
All right. So your whole opinion on this is that it could be to deter individuals from getting themselves or wanting to do things that is illegal during that time of the night.
Things will be happening at night.
All right, man. Thank you for your contribution.
You can avoid things from happening.
All right.
You know? Yeah.
Thank you so much. 435-2041, 435-2041. Having the police patrol at night. But sometimes they are patrols at night. You know, I see a lot of things happening at night. Sometimes it concerns you wondering, should the police be in that particular area? Probably will diffuse certain situation or diffuse individuals wanting to get themselves into issues because they're knowing that the police are around. But something that could be given some consideration. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning to you, sir.
Every one of us have ideas. Some of these ideas could be put into action, some cannot. Now, let's assume that's an Mr. called recently, or the last caller said what you could do to have people on the street, policemen. But do you know, or do we know, that this is costly because we have to employ perhaps more policemen? Maybe if we educate the people the right way, and just a few minutes back you talk about education. Everybody believes education is reading and writing and doing mathematics. Once you educate the people, they will get to know right from wrong. So this is the first criteria, what we have to do, so that they could understand. Look at this lady just now, they said that somebody stole somebody who needed the food badly, and the person seemed to be physically
challenged. Who took it?
Yet for all, no, the person who stole the food. And yet for all, a big man or a big child stole the food. Just imagine that. And obviously somebody in the same community has stole the food. Do we have love for each other? So you all have to preach that in the school. Ground it from infancy. This is the problem with us. Everybody wants help. If the government employ more people, do you wish to pay more tax? Do you wish to pay higher taxes? Everybody, look at, we talk about the bus drivers. Yes, the bus drivers want to knock down people in the road that drive so fast. Wrong corners, the truck drivers want to do the same thing. The students and the parents too walk in the middle of the road. I am a driver for a number of years, and if you do not take particular care, you obviously would bounce them. And some of the people said, well, bounce me now, you will see. Instead of they get off the road, they're telling you, bounce me, you will see. This is the problem we have in especially in Grenada. I guess we have it in other parts of the world. Look at everybody, look at him in England. Everybody in England want help. Everybody making melee with in the different division of political arena. Everybody. We need education. Right. And people vex with you every time you talk about education. Thank you.
Thank you also for your contribution this morning, and you do have some valid points there, caller. You did have some valid points. Let's go back to the phone line and grab another call. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Yes, so me again. I just come up on this point. I don't know who this.
Be quick on it, please.
The government should be listening to that. I mean, the PM should be listening to that. Whoever in the party, right? We should have a CP. We should open back CP. This is a center for education, like the times of classes and so forth.
But caller, do you think that will work this time around?
It will work. It will work. It will work, and it will work all now.
Yeah, but that was then. You know, caller, I'm trying to say that was then, but you know, times has changed a whole lot now.
No. But you can say what's in the beginning socially in there? It could work. It will work.
All right.
Bring back the center for education.
I'm not going to quarrel with you on it, but you know,
in the community centers, they had different classes every day.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution, caller.
So I hope the government do this to us.
All right. Caller is trying to say that maybe they should bring back the CP. Remember that was one of those that was instituted back in the people's went back in the revolution days, where the folks who may not had the opportunity of going to school and stuff had a chance to get themselves re-educated again. And he's saying maybe they should bring that back. I have a different idea pertaining to that. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, brother. How you doing, sir?
Doing all right.
You know, you look at these days on a Sunday, I think, when you have cruise on the Rum Runner. You notice there is about a number of fishing boats just trailing along and drinking and having fun. The last time I checked was about 15 little fishing boats trailing the Rum Runner, and just everybody just doing their own thing. I don't know if it's a safety hazard or just cheap gas. So the fishermen think, well, you know what, I don't need to go fish. I can just go behind the Rum Runner because we're getting concession on gas, and fish is $10 a pound, so we can't lose.
All right.
I don't know if they're all going on there or just Because really and truly, brother, Grenadians respond to, when things are tight. After Ivan, we were taught to build stronger houses. We start putting the rafter on, steel over the rafter. Sooner or later, after that, they shoving back the wood, so just like that in the wall with no steel. So we need to understand that people on here, you got to keep them and control them because they normally go off track. So when I think about the gas price and because people are just racing on the road because of the cheap gas. Grenadians like to make papi show. When they get things free, they just go on and make papi show.
All right,
so keep them in line. I'm trying to say keep them in line.
All right.
All right, brother.
All right, well, I'm sure folks are going to agree with you about you saying that folks should be kept in line. You understand? And it goes back to individual re-educating themselves in terms of the do's and don'ts. And there's a saying out there right now that the world is heading back into a recession. And a serious one it may be. And so if we starting to use things that we have now carelessly, you never know what's going to happen in a couple of months from now. Let's take a break in this segment. We're coming back. It's to the point for today, Friday, the 14th day of October. It's an open line day today, which means callers, you have the option. Call in, share your views and concern, and I'm giving you that listening ear this morning. We're coming right back after the break. Don't touch it out.
Folks are sweating, are really sweating. A break of sweat. Now, here's the reason why. Scholar decide he lose the marble, so he organize some fellas in Shantimel, they want to play wind ball cricket. So I take in front, I come down in River Twine, and I get on 2 nice coconut branch and I have 2 nice coconut bat. All you see them? We're ready for them. That's why I'm sweating too. My 2 coconut bat. So Friday on Week Culture, we go tell you how the match go. I mean, we win already, but in any event, we ready for them. We have with 2 bats. This one is for Doc, and that long handle, that is for me. So be sure to join us this Friday on Week Culture, and we go tell you all about wind ball cricket as little fellas growing up. When we didn't have wind ball, we play with Gospo, Young, Breadfruit, Lime, and don't forget Compo, but we ain't have plastic now. So we go stick with the wind ball, the Gospo, or the Breadfruit. Friday on Week Culture, join us.
Five things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others,
Welcome back to our listeners and viewers this morning. It's K105 at GBN TV, and to the point for today, Friday. Just taking a quick read of some of the comments this morning. Let's go to the WhatsApp comment section this morning and see what we have there. And someone is saying they're looking in and listening to this morning from Brooklyn in New York, and they're saying in terms of the conversation we were having, where someone spoke about the police should be working at night, they're saying, well, maybe they should have not only night shifts, but maybe they're not only day shifts, but maybe they should also have a night shift. What do you think about that, folks, for the police officers? Maybe that could be considered. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, GT. How you doing?
I'm doing pretty well. What about you?
I'm very well, thank you. I would like to say good morning to Mr. Bido out in Carriacou. Mr. Bido, good morning. How Minister Tevin treating you? Now, JT, I just want to say that before I get to the point. There are some people calling to the point, and the head, if I may try to use a parable, is not on the same level. So take it from there. So sometimes we have to treat others accordingly.
All right.
Now my point is regarding this the guy that shoot out the student a couple years ago. And And now we understand. When, in my opinion, Mr. Telesford, when somebody kills somebody and they get lifetime in jail, I think they're set free because they have their life. A lot of things could happen. Look at what happened in Grenada here. The devil murderer Clark get out free. Now I'm thinking the court of law, he was already in the jail. So if they couldn't have found the document, then he's in jail. Leave him there because it's a case that already tried and he pleaded guilty and all that. Now look at the other guy that killed the Indian, and that one was such a nice one. He went away, come back to Grenada, bring his new family and live in, and we supporting his business. Right. Now look at what happened. There are a lot of funeral agents in Grenada, you know. They have a little boy some time ago, a young teenager, I think, drove and hit somebody from SGU and buried the body, and now, I mean, it's free. So in other words, our system is saying, kill people, you're going to get out free. But if you thief and if you plant marijuana, whatever, then they're going to give you a heavy fine. So go ahead and kill people. Is that what you're encouraging people to do? For instance, if it's my child, if I have to crawl, I'm going to find a way and get to, if it's one of the murderer, and then I surrender and do what you want with me. So in other words, in my opinion, you're encouraging people because people not getting justice. In Grenada here, it's terrible. Anyways,
thank you for your contribution this morning, caller. Thank you so much. Caller, you said some stuff I may not be in agreement with you with, but sometimes I try to understand where you're coming from, and I try to understand where you're coming from. Let's take this caller, then we go to the Facebook page. I'm seeing some comments on the Facebook page that I would like to throw out. Let me take this caller first. Caller, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford. Greetings.
Good morning to you, sir.
I'd like to make a couple of comments on a couple of things that I've heard here this morning. One, the CPE. Now, it doesn't have to be the CPE, but it has to be for the same purpose. Essential. It is to reorientate, and I want to stress that, you know, I'm meticulous about my words, reorientate the people of this country, because we definitely going in the wrong direction. Our education system over the years has failed us miserably. There's no doubt about that. Everybody can see it. But this job of reorientation has to be done by a couple of groups. One, the political leadership of this country. They don't have that. One, they don't have the capacity. Should I say, they don't have the capacity. And two, they have no interest. So the second group, the people, especially, and I want to stress especially, the people with university titles. Now take a look at this. They too have deceived us. There are many people, I don't know the number, so I say just many, a lot, plenty, generically, of people with university titles in this here country. And as far as I know, that every university title demands that you present and defend a thesis. Tell me, Mr. Telesford, how many of these theses, thousands of theses, have you ever heard presented on the radio and television of this country that can help our nation in its development? How many of them? Where are these people? And what they're being trained to do? No, they're only trained to get into a job to continue to pimp on the poor people. That is what the academic bunch in this here country has also failed our people miserably because of their selfishness. We have to get out of that. Therefore, I want to urge Grenadians. We'll be talking on this from time to time, but we have to begin to face the truth. Only a people can change a people. Brothers and sisters, organize yourselves in your communities. Listen, don't let colors get in the way if you want to see change in your country. You have to be a people in a village, get together in the community centers. That's another thing. Each community or reasonable geographical distances or ranges or perimeters should have a community center in this country where people can go sit and talk of the matters which affect them from time to time. Call in educated people and other people you feel can make a contribution. Pay attention to your future and your children's future by educating yourself and uplifting yourself. I mean by educating, inculcating yourself with the information and knowledge that can help you to bring out the best from within. We cannot continue along these lines, but we as a people have to be involved in the management of the country. We cannot leave it to a couple of politicians. There'll be more to be said on this from time to time. Open up your eyes, Grenadians, and let's do things to help all Little Island, because it cannot do it itself.
Thank you so much.
Very much, Mr. Telesford. You have a nice day, will you?
You too, sir. 435-2041, 435. Let's take a quick run across to the Facebook page this morning. Take a look at some of the comments and saying good morning to Ernesto. Ernesto is saying he wants to zero in on him or her. I hope it's him or her. What I'm saying is wants to zero in on Carriacou. Yesterday, the minister said that he would like businesses to contribute to the Parang Festival, which is great. But we haven't to remember that the past minister moved the Hillsborough port where the business was doing great until the moving of the port. Businesses striving in the open their doors. And the doors are businesses not the same. Lots of revenue are being lost because of that particular action. And if I try to summarize what the individual is trying to say there, that we heard the minister instead of Carriacou stating that businesses are not supporting the Parang Festival coming up. And they're trying to say that because of the moving of the port, it may have caused a demise in some of the business performance. So they may not be able to contribute as they should because of the moving of the port. I'm thinking that if I hope I have summarized your statement there correctly. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
How are you?
I'm doing okay.
Yeah, I just have an idea that came up, and I'd like to do concerning the speeding in Grenada.
Mm-hmm.
I think, it's something I have noticed in the UK. What we can have, there is two cameras. You can have a speed camera, which is designed for once you speed, you have a speed limit, and you cross the speed limit, the camera focus on your registration plate.
Yep.
And regardless of whoever owns that vehicle is liable for the fine incur on speeding. And then in the community, certain places in the community where you have hot spots, you can, even around the St. George's or the city area, you have like cameras, which is street cameras, that would pick up any incident that occur or is occurring. And then you may have a dispatcher to dispatch police to the scene to kind of diffuse the situation. Because sometimes if we had that, I think if the police get there in time, you can find that they could have time solve the problem by somebody may have getting killed or beat up or whatever.
All right.
So probably we could have cameras, installed certain places where there are hotspots or even around certain towns, and that will then help the police. So the police don't have to be on patrol running here and running there. They have other things to do.
Right.
But when you have a monitor monitoring the cameras, and once they see something, they dispatch police to there.
Great point, caller. Great point there. Certainly understand where you're coming from. Thanks so much for your contribution. 435-2041. It could happen in the way of technologies in the world today. That kind of idea being instituted could certainly help and could help alleviate some of the problems that we see happening from time to time. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, would you mind lowering your radio, please? Good morning.
Just take it off because normally I take it off. Mr. Telesford, you listen to all these things that have been said. And you know what my conclusion is? The word of God is true. Because all that we are hearing come the evils that have been done, the wrongs that have been done, the crime, the violence, everything is because the heart of man, according to God's word, is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. And that's why we need to reintroduce God in our schools, train our children, the little ones growing up, to know God and to fear God and to let God change their wicked hearts into hearts of love and peace and joy, and will eliminate all the problems we are complaining about. God is what is needed in this nation and in the world.
All right,
the whole world is in uproar because of sin, and God is saying to man, come to me, I gave my life for you. I died in your place. You don't have to go through that life. You don't have to live that way. I could change your heart. Just come.
All right, caller, thank you so much for your contribution this morning.
I want Canadians to turn to God.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. Thank you so much. We due for a break, our final break on the program this morning. We come back in our final 10 minutes of the show this morning here on To The Point for Today, Friday. Let's take that break. We're coming right back with more of your phone calls.
5 things you need to know about self-isolation. Stay home. If you are told to self-isolate, it means staying at home, not going to work, school, or other public places, and you should not have any visitors. Separate yourself. If you live with others, then you need to stay in a well-ventilated bedroom with the doors shut. If you have to share a bathroom, then use it after everyone else. Don't share towels and toiletries, as this may put others at risk. Call ahead. If you develop symptoms such as a fever or cough, then seek advice first by calling the Ministry of Health's hotline at 538-4787 or 458-4787. Please do not show up at a medical center or hospital, as this may put others at risk. Take care with waste. If you test positive, your waste should be double bagged and disposed of separately. Create a buddy system. If you live on your own, you can plan with friends and family to check in with each other and run essential errands if one becomes sick. Once sick, they should leave groceries on the doorstep.
We're back with you To The Point for Today, Friday. We're taking your phone calls, 435-2041, 435-2041. Let's take a quick look at the some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. And Cynthia B is saying, reintroduce not only in school, but in our homes, in the schools. We might have to be careful because we might have children with different faiths, and might be difficult to designate time for all. I guess she's talking about the caller who talk about putting God back into everything. I certainly understand that. And let me see what else could I throw this morning. This morning I heard a woman call on the other morning program disrespecting one of the ministers in St. George, saying that the person needs help, and I think people have to realize that the election is over and should put all hands on deck to build Grenada. Let's take a caller. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Telesford.
Good morning to you, sir.
I keep hearing one of your callers keep saying about put God back in the schools and bring back the Bible. I'm not sure if the Bible was removed from the schools. As a matter of fact, in schools they have religious education where people would go. The Muslims would go, Christians would go, Catholics, Adventists, whoever would go, and they have sessions with the children. So I don't know where this talk about putting God back in the school, because it was never removed from the school curriculum.
Okay, all right. Thank you so much, caller. Thank you so much. Yes, I think the caller may be correct when saying there are religious classes in schools, and except they are school that may be dedicated to one particular faith per se, you understand, they may not focus a lot on the other religions, but they do teach religious education in school. But let's take another caller. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Mr. Telesford, your indulgences for 1 minute, sir.
Go right ahead.
Listen, I heard that comment made by a lady there this morning relative to a person with a disability, or more than one, should I say, living alone, and whose food, a meal, was stolen. Now, this is a very serious crime. According to the United Nations Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities, this is a crime. This is deprivation of alimentation or food. And this has to be investigated and the person has to be dealt with seriously. But in general terms, Mr. Telesford, when we sit back in this little Grenada here, according to the 2011 census, 26,000 cases of people with disabilities in different instances and intensities. And the government of Grenada, this monarchic, colonialist, imperialistic government of aristocrats and those who feel themselves superior to us, refused to comply with the United Nations Convention on Rights of People with Disabilities established in 2008 for immediate implementation. Therefore, I call upon them. They don't tell us how many people in this area. Listen, a report came out, just to end with this. In 2018, just prior to the COVID, a report came out published by the World Health Organization, who did a study here in this Grenada, and it speaks of how many people who die in their homes for lack of treatment and medicine. But you know something? It was presented to the then minister, so-called Minister Steele, and he hid it. No one can find it today, but it is there somewhere on the internet, brothers and sisters. Search for it. I can't. Right. They promised to send me a copy and they refuse. People die in this country. Where are the rights of people with disabilities? This gentleman is entitled by international law to have care. And anybody who attempts or deems to hurt him should be dealt with as a criminal.
Thank you so much for your contribution.
Have a nice day, will you?
All right. 435-2041. 5 minutes or so left on the program this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. We are accommodating your calls. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hey, Mr. Telephone.
Good morning.
Yes, sir. What I say, suggest, you need not only when we're supposed to be in problems or when in difficulties, but we need Grenadians have to in the National Day of Prayer. You know? Sit down and, you know, deal with that, a National Day of Prayer. I wish you comment to think about that.
You think we need a National Day of Prayer? All right, caller, thank you. Thank you for your contribution. 435-2041. 435-2041. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome. How are you?
I'm okay.
Yes. Go right ahead with your contribution, please.
Yes, I heard Miss Shamin Christopher this morning talk about children going to, I think it was Miss Wong. I agree that because I had my daughter in a school down in St. George's here, and the children used to call her all names, bold face, and more or less like bullying. One day I went up to the school, I spoke to the teacher, she told me go talk to them. And when I went, I told them about even a little girl. I heard that God made us in his own image, and if they are calling my little girl Miss Face and all things, they are calling God Miss Face. And do you know, after I spoke to these children, that child was their best friend. Everybody was looking at her. Right. So going to the school, that could make a difference.
All right. Thank you so much, caller, for your contribution this morning here on To The Point as we move along this morning. Hey, don't forget to live it up at Rubis today at Guelph Substation, Deputy Street. That's in St. John. You can spin the wheel and win grid prices, all right? Spend $50 or more in Ultratech fluid between 3 and 5:30 p.m. today. So you can head up to St. John. The Rubis team will be there and be part of the Live It Up promotion that is taking place. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, morning again, GT. Just the issue of God. God, it depends on your concept of God. No, if God is an object which we have up in the sky, whether it's a living object or so, then you could put God where he could put it back, or put him back, or put her back where you think. But if God is present, God can never not be present. And that's the problem. We're following a white man's European concept that have been imposed on us so that we could conveniently do all the evil we do so that sometimes, look at that, we have a special day for God. Rather than, why not all the time if God's time, if God is the supreme? Think about that.
Red caller. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. Thank you so much. I hope that doesn't get an extended debate this morning pertaining to that. I don't think we should just prolong at that particular issue this morning. Let's go back to the phone line. Caller, good morning. Welcome. Lower your radio, please, caller. Caller, so sorry, I was not able to accommodate you, but you need to lower your radio when you decide to call in. Let's take a quick peek at some of the comments via the Facebook page this morning. And this individual is saying that they're asking you folks, don't forget, go to the World Athletic page and vote for our very own Anderson Peters to be the male athlete of the year. All right, so I encourage you folks to go on out and do so. Go on to the World Athletic page. And I was trying to get out of the religious part of things this morning, and someone is posting pertaining to that. I didn't want to entertain more pertaining to that. Let's go to the phone line. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning to you, Mr. Teleford.
Good morning to you.
About road safety, it was interesting to hear some callers mention about the days when the police came to the schools and taught us road safety and so.
Yes.
Are you aware that just in the same way that there is a correct side of the road to drive?
Caller, just 1 second. I'm not sure if there's an issue from my end. I more or less believe it's from your end, but your song very muffled and not able to hear you.
I'm on a cell phone.
Oh, well, much better if you keep it probably a little off or if it's too close to your mouth or something. Go right ahead.
Are you aware that just as how there is a correct side to drive your vehicle, there's also a correct side for walking as a pedestrian?
I agree. Mm-hmm.
And you know that, right?
Yes, I do.
And the correct side is
the opposite side of the upcoming traffic.
Right, the right side.
Yes.
So that the traffic that is coming on your side, you face it.
Yes.
It's not at your back. And it cannot run you over without you noticing. Now, this doesn't seem to be known by many people, not even by most of the police. I looked at the police, the recruits being trained. And I made them on mornings and walk, and they walk on the wrong side. And I told the trainer, why do you train them to walk on the wrong side of the road when they're supposed to teach people to walk on the correct side? And he said, is there a correct side of the road to walk? I explained to him why. Morning after morning following that, they were still walking on the left side of the road and not on the right side. I met a recruit who just finished all the rotations through all the different departments, and a relative of mine, and he was all excited that he's not ready to be stationed somewhere. And I said, so you did road traffic? He said, yes. So do you know which is the correct side of the road to walk now? He said, correct side of the road to walk? Is there such a thing? So what I'm saying to you that a lot of the problems, and we have so much more traffic now, we have to teach them the rules of the street. It's not just tell them to be careful and don't go into the road. Teach them the rules of the street. But most people seem to be unaware, and very few people seem to care about following the rules of the street. If we do that, it will make all of us safer, and it will also assist the drivers and the motorists on our roads. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution, caller. And I will add it to that by saying that maybe they need to have signs erected that state given this sort of information that folks will probably read as they walk along on the road. And they will probably know, hey, I should be on the right side of the road walking. Because from time to time, me being a driver myself, and you are approaching, and someone is on that side of the road that you on, and you're saying, they should have been on the opposite side so they can see the approaching traffic. And we see that happening from time to time. So maybe signs should be erected. Folks do need that help from time to time. Let's take another caller. Caller, good morning, welcome. Caller, you need to have your radio lowered, please. I will not entertain the calls once that feedback is in the background. Your radio is just too loud. Let's take another caller before we wrap. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Good morning to you, caller.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know, your parents, right? Your parents pray with their children. You don't have the problem. You have with God in school. Parents have to pray with their children at home. That's what you need in this country.
All right.
Parents pray with their children. Have a nice day.
Thank you so much. Just around 30 seconds or so before 10 o'clock, before we wrap the show up this morning, maybe I could, if someone calls in very, very quickly, I probably could accommodate it, or, well, just around 15 seconds. So let's just take this final caller and we wrap today's show because it's the final show we're going to have for this week. Good morning to you, caller. Welcome.
I'll take less than 30 seconds.
Go right ahead.
I did not tell anybody to bring religion in the school because religion cannot change a heart. Religion cannot save. Jesus saves, not religion. I said the Bible needs to be taught in schools, and the children, as the last caller said, pray with the children, and it's not only at home.
Thank you, caller. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. I promised I was not going to prolong that issue this morning. Anyway, it's time for us to take a wrap for To The Point for today. I want to thank all who contributed to today's program, who've been part of the program for the entire week. Thank you so much for participating, whether you called in, you listened, you viewed. Thank you so much for being part of To The Point. Join us again next week, and we will have much more for you. Have a grateful day, what's left of the day today. Have a great weekend, and God bless everyone. Have a good one. This is why I say goodbye.